be aware that within Spanish there are many different dialects. Here we focus on the Puerto Rican dialect, and you have to be aware of that. So it's really important to have people internally that are bilingual. We also have a language line through our customer service department, where if people who speak like many different languages can call through the language line and get help, through their native language. We have, Cantonese, French. There's different, different dialects of French and things like that. Also, internally, through our diversity department, in each region, we have a diversity mentoring program. This program helps minorities with different things, furthering their education. If someone's in a customer service role or an IT role and they want to move on to do something else, like be a corporate trainer or be somewhere else in the department, that diversity program will help them pair up with someone else to help them get on their way to where they want to go. We also bring people in for special observances, like coming up as St. Patrick's Day. We had Irish dancers coming in to do a dance. During Black History Month, we have storytellers coming in and telling stories. So each month, each time that there's a religious holiday or something like that, we try to bring in people to educate our staff of the different religions and the different nationalities that are out there. That's really, really helpful. Check out, when you get a chance, I know you all are computer savvy, check out some of the different major corporations and see if they have both English and Spanish websites. See if they have a lot of pictures that show diversity, because that's really important. Read their mission, which is, most companies have their mission posted on their website, and see if their mission flows with the pictures that you see, and see if you could be identified with that company and what they're selling. Another corporate that I'm really impressed with is GE. I have a couple of friends that work for GE, and I'm very impressed because they have a very strong diversity program. GE is a worldwide company. They employ 300,000 people worldwide, and they do different things like provide jet engines, power generators, financial services, and medical engineering and news and information to people all over the world. So that's a major company that's all over the world, and so they are expected to be inclusive and show diversity. Within GE, there's different businesses, and within the different businesses, there's different teams, diversity teams, such as the African American Forum, the Asian Pacific Forum, the Women's Network, and the Hispanic Forum. They have workshops and they have seminars throughout the country that people can go to learn more about their trade or to pair up. Again, it's a mentoring program. And I thought this was really important because GE is such a big company, and they also have a diversity director on board, and it just shows to me that, this is a worldwide company, and, they're doing things internally and externally to show that they're diversified. Another thing about GE that I like is that they also support minority-owned businesses, and I know Univera Healthcare is starting to do something like that too. So as PR professionals, if you have that capability, and if you know a minority-owned business that could benefit from the company that you're going to be working for, definitely say something to your manager or the president or the materials management person to tell them that you have an idea of a person, because that's another way of building relationships, is building relationships with minority-owned businesses, which is fast and growing in the United States. And just give you a little bit of my own personal experiences. I am a graduate of Buffalo State College, and I've been out of school for quite a few years now. And I've worked at 3 different companies. My first company out of school was M&T Bank, which is headquartered here in Buffalo. I worked there 5 years. After that, I actually worked here for 2 years, and then I've been here for 6 years. And I have to say that my experiences of being a minority, I haven't really had any problems. I've been very, very lucky. If people haven't already told you, in PR, the jobs are few and far between, but what really makes you different from everybody else is what you get involved in. And when you apply for a job, you're going to have like a lot of people going up for that same job, and you have to do things that make you stand out above everybody else. And I've been very lucky, and I've had, and just give you a story. The current position that I have, my boss, Peter Cates, and I have known each other since my days at M&T Bank. I was getting very frustrated when I was at M&T. There was no way that I could move up to another position, and I was trying to figure out what my next move would be. So a friend of mine, Gina Holliday, introduced me to Peter, and actually was headquartered downtown. He and I met one day for lunch, and he asked me to give him my resume, and he said, just keep in touch with me. If there's nothing, I'll let you know if there's any jobs available or whatever, but just keep in touch. So every couple of months I would give him a call, say, hey, what's going on? I'm still, now at the time I was at Buff State, and things weren't working out here, so I wanted to move on. So one day out of the blue, Gina called and said, Peter's assistant is leaving, and he wants to know if you want a job over here. Didn't have to interview, nothing. So that happened right before Christmas. That was my great Christmas present. So right after the holidays, I started working for Peter, and I've been there ever since. And I've been very lucky that I've had the boss that I had. And, people are surprised that we've known each other for so long, and that's it. That's all you need to do is cultivate relationships. And yes, in some instances, you have to work a little bit harder, but like I said, do as much as you can. Go out there and volunteer. Go out there and get involved in the community, because a lot of jobs in PR, and Ellen and Jeff could allude to this too, jobs are not posted in the newspaper, and it's all word by mouth. And so if you're on a committee for a nonprofit, say like the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, if you're on the PR committee for that, and someone on that committee is working for another company, and a job is posted, they're not going to promote that job, because there's so many people that are looking to move around. They don't want to be bombarded with 300, 400 resumes. They're going to remember you and say, hey, I remember working with Jeff on that committee, let's see if he's available and things like that. So that's how things come about. Definitely corporate diversity is very important too. Don't be afraid to speak up if you see something that's wrong, if you know that there could be potential to work on that, that'd be good. So that's just all I had to say about that.